Good morning to all. How to solve the freebies puzzle? The debate on freebies must recognize that the center and states are both guilty, and approaching blame will be a wrong start. We need to have an honest, open, and intense debate on populist spending, devoid of any value judgment, especially as freebies are financed by borrowing, whether it is a private company or a government. Ideally, any debit should pay for itself by generating future revenues for debt servicing. On the other hand, if borrowed money is spent on current consumption with no impact on future growth, we will be passing on the burden of repayment to our children. In a well functioning democracy, there would be institutionalized checks to ensure that the government does not go astray with its spending decisions. Those checks in our system have become ineffective. The first line of defense must be the legislator, in particular the opposition, whose job it is to keep the government in line. But opposition parties have not dared to speak up for fear of losing votes. In a theory, the CAG audit, which can legitimately comment on the debt sustainability of a government, is another check. In practice, audits have failed to bite because they typically come with a lag. Besides, our bureaucrats have mastered the fine art of turning audit paras into files which run their course and die a quiet death. The market too can act as a check by pricing loans floated by the center and different states differently, thereby signaling their debt sustainability. But this signaling effect is forfeited because the center gets to borrow at below market price on account of financial repression, and states to get borrow at rates below what they would command because the market perceives that their borrowing is guaranteed by the center. Never mind that there is no such guarantee in practice. EC can at most control promise of freebies during the campaign, but it cannot stop a government in office from using public coffers to build vote banks. When debating on what freebies to spend on and how much, economists suggest that freebies should be graded on the basis of their economic impact. It is exceedingly difficult to evaluate the economic impact of a welfare scheme simply because it is difficult to capture much less quantity all its multiplier effects. Imperial research tells us that nutritional deficiencies contracted in early childhood can never be reversed. A child nutrition scheme, therefore, has an enormous positive impact long into the future. And there are synergies too. The well being quotient of a community, healthy children, is more than the sum of their individual well being. Economic modeling has found it difficult to estimate the positive impact of individual welfare schemes across space and time, controlling for all other possible causes. This is by no means an indictment against economic impact analysis of welfare schemes. For example, a cycle to a school girl will decidedly have a higher economic impact than an old age pension, but which politician will be able to justify rejecting OAP? A possible second best approach would be define any unrequited transfer, including any good or service delivered below the cost price, as a freebie. Under this definition, MNREGA wages will not be freeable, but a subsidy for a toilet, farm loan waivers, or a concessional bus ticket will be. There will be no attempt to classify merit and non-merit subsidies. There should be a statutory hard budget constraint written into FRBM acts of the center and states on how much can be spent on such freebies. This can be set, say, as a percentage of government's revenue or GDP or GSDP. Let politicians then complete on how they will spend that limited money. For sure, some non-merit subsidies will sneak in. At least they will have political legitimacy. There should be a fiscal council of experts with a limited mandate of certifying the integrity of the budget numbers. They should not get into endorsing or rejecting any scheme which should remain the prerogative and responsibility of the legislature. Thank you very much watching for this video. Please like, comment and share to your friends and subscribe also. Thank you once again.